Hello and welcome to Dtdtek. Thank you for watching this tutorial. We're going to be covering the Microsoft account as far as Microsoft parent controls. If you need help setting this up for your home or even for business, call us today, 404-455-5745, as we do customized PCs, kid-friendly PCs, servers, you name it, we do it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and open up the screen here for family settings with Microsoft. To access this page, all you have to do is go to account.microsoft.com/family, and you'll see the little tabs here, and we're under family. So as you can see here, I already have a profile set up. This profile is actually my mother-in-law's. She has Alzheimer's, regretfully, but we set this up for her so it kind of safeguards her and safeguards us when she's using her machine. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on check recent activity. This is kind of the beginning stages of the parent control. As you can see here, it will show her profile information. And then here's the quick links to the left here to kind of get you started and kind of go over the configurations. But let's jump right on in here. So I'm under activity, and through activity, if I wish to have activities reporting on, it's defaulted off, but I could just select on. Basically what this will enable is by checking here, I can email weekly reports to myself, and it also will collect information from Windows 10 PCs and Windows mobile devices and Xbox One, believe it or not. So it's really neat. It's a great feature. Kind of scrolling down here, I can see, like, for instance, web browsing, recent searches. When your child makes a search, it'll appear here. Recent websites that were blocked. When your child browsers block websites, they'll appear here, and then it'll show me the websites they've visited. So, like, for instance, my mother-in-law, she visits 12stone.com and hulu.com. She loves her videos. Also, another thing that this offers is it will show apps and games that were recently used. Whether you were on the Xbox 360 or whether Xbox One or your Windows-based PC, it will then show me recently used apps and games. Also, this is neat too. It will show screen time and basically how long or often she uses her machine. So, like, for instance, she's used her machine on Monday for about an hour and 49 minutes. Now, is that meaning that she was on that machine that long? It just means that she was logged into it. So it doesn't necessarily mean she was on the machine, but it was logged in and stayed logged in for that time frame. As you can see here, 8 minutes and so on and so forth. And then it shows the device that she was using. So she was using this desktop, which is her desktop that was customly built for her, for the total of 4 hours and 27 minutes. Now, when I scroll up, I could keep going up to the left side here, and this left side will allow me to go in and go to web browsing. So what is web browsing? So it basically allows you to block inappropriate websites. As you can see here, adult content is blocked. Safe search is on. Search engines will filter inappropriate search results. Now, again, it applies to the same platforms that we discussed earlier, but I kind of took this to a further step. I basically enabled only see websites that are allowed on this list. So basically, over here, if this wasn't checked, I could always block certain sites and allow certain sites. But on this one, since it is checked, it will only allow me to allow. So that way, if she tries to go to any other websites other than on this list, she will be denied. But here's the beautiful part about this system. If she goes onto a site that is technically blocked, there is a ask for permissions button. So don't worry, you don't have to go in here every single time to add continuously. It's an extremely quick process. If they ask for permission, you'll get an email that basically has two links attached to it. It's like little BD buttons that will say allow or disallow. It basically allows you from your fingertips to say yes or no. And it gives that message back to your child. So if you deny them access, it's going to clearly say denied by parent. But if you give them allowed access, it will refresh that page and it'll allow them straight into that website, and they could go from there. We'll go to the apps, games, and media. This is a really neat feature too. Once again, if you select on, it only applies to these certain devices. Once again, when it talks about mobile, it's talking about Windows-based devices only. Limit apps, games, and media from the store. So since it's my mother-in-law, I just have any age here. But as you can see here, here's the rankings and the ratings. If I was to change this to, like, let's say 5 years old, right? Now it's going to show 0 for music, 0 for books. Games is only for this ranking. Movies, G. And apps is appropriate for 3 plus. TVG is for the TV selection as well, but I'm going to change that back. But as you can see here, the age range, it ranges from 3 to all the way to 20 if you want. Scrolling down here, this is typically defaulted when you select this on. I will say, a lot of people ask me, Will, what about Google Chrome? We're predominant in Google Chrome, or what about Firefox? Well, you could remove that, but let's look at it this way. This is a Microsoft platform. It's a Microsoft product. You might, for the security sense of it, to stay on just your children, of course. I mean, you can choose whatever web browser you want, but for your children, though, you would want to kind of confine them to Edge and also Internet Explorer, just because it works better with the Microsoft platform. But if you wish for them to use Google Chrome or any of these, you can just remove it, and it will allow them to have those accesses. Moving on, screen time. Now, this is a really cool part. I've had some parents just told me, you know what, Will, I just want them to have access on the Xbox for like 2 hours, and I want to define the days that they're allowed on there, or an hour, or even 30 minutes if you want. Well, yes, you could do that here. If they have an Xbox One, you could go through here and turn this on, and then you could go through here and select the time frames that you would want them to have screen access, and what they don't need access, those are the grayed out areas. So scrolling down, same thing with your PC. So as you can see here, these are the time frames, and you could click any of these boxes here, and you can see the start time and end times. I have it set for 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. But if you want blocks, like let's say you want your child to have access from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and then let's say 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Well, you can add those blocks here. All you have to do is just select the start time and end time and just click add to that day, and it will save it once you hit save. And then it will appear here. Now, let's say they're on the machine, they're working on a school project, and they need more time. Well, the computer will automatically pop up a window that will ask for more time. And of course, they'll send you an email, and it's going to ask you, would you want them to have more time on the PC? At that point, you can select yes or no. If you select no, the computer will automatically log off once the time frame is expired, and it won't allow them to have access again until the enabled time that you select. So it's a really cool feature if you wish to give them time limits on the devices. Kind of continuing on, I thought this was a great idea that Microsoft did. I knew of someone that put their credit card into their child's Xbox One, and they ended up with a $200+ bill at the end of the month. So, surprise! This will actually let them spend money without any surprises to you. And what that means is, through this account here, I could add money to their account, and basically it allows them to buy apps, games, and other great stuff that they want from Windows or Xbox, but not to spend too much. You basically put money in their Microsoft account and remove any other payment options if you want. That's a wonderful part. Now, naturally, it also gives you a purchase history too, so you can see exactly what they're purchasing. It's all right here in one-stop shop. Now, let's say, for instance, you don't want them to purchase anything. Like, let's say you just want them to be defined to, let's say, free games. You could do only free games and apps or none. As a warning, free games, they say it's free, but it's not. There's some sort of gimmick or some sort of thing you have to do. Some games, yes, it listed as free, but however, there's tons of advertisements on there. So you have to be cautious what games are chosen, especially in the free realm of things, because there's ads all over those games. So just be cautious, and just kind of as a disclaimer, I just want to throw that out there. Another thing too is a new option, which is a find your child option, and you could turn this on. See where they are wherever you are. Beautiful part about this is it basically shows their devices. To find your child, they'll need Windows 10 mobile devices, and it has to be turned on. Now, here's a disclaimer. You want to make sure you have a strong password, but you also want to make sure your strong password, it's always good to change your password every so often. It's just offering better security for you. If your password is very easy, or if someone was able to hack into this or gain access, as a disclaimer, if this is on, they can find your child. So as a disclaimer, I always say make sure your passwords are strong. Not only use capital letters and lowercase, you want to use numbers, you want to use symbols for your password to create a good password. Now, a lot of people say, well, I use symbols for a 4-digit password. Well, you want to do something stronger than 4. Is generally, typically, you find 8 characters or more is really good for your passwords. You don't want to use your home address. You don't want to use a phone number. Those are things that are very easily obtained. You definitely want to use some strong characters. But this is it in a nutshell. Here at Dtdtek, we can help you with this, with your home. Now, a lot of people say, well, Will, my kid has an Apple device. How can I, help my house or kind of restrict access to certain things, but with my Apple device? Well, that's where we could come in and help you. Call us, and we'll be more than happy to help, because there are devices out there that you attach to your network, and it will provide you the same level of content of filtering and security, but yet give you the maximum abilities. For instance, Google Mesh. We just recently tested out Google Mesh, and it also gives you parent control for any and all devices. Also, it gives you time frames to turn off Wi-Fi strictly to that device too. So, but I will say though, there are pros and cons to that. If you turn off their Wi-Fi, and let's say they're using a mobile phone, well, that mobile phone will switch over to the data plan, and it will eat your data. So just kind of keep that in mind when you look at these products. But we're here to help you anytime. If electricity runs through it, we can help you out with it. We do everything from small business, small home networks, to small business, to enterprise networks, servers, custom PCs for adults, and child-friendly PCs as well. Everything's custom, or we could do pre-built options. So give us a call today at 404-455-5745. I'm hoping to do more videos, hopefully to do it weekly. Please comment below if you have any questions, or if there's a topic that you'd like us to discuss. And please like our page. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.